I'm joined by the queen of peach power herself,
Burr, burr, burr,
Smaish Ketchum.
burr. What up, y'all? Smash in the house. Ready
What's
to
up,
talk
Smash?
about butts and bikes.
Butts and bikes.
A little bit, bud.
How you doing?
I am good. Trying to down this coffee right now. How you doing?
Yes, we're trying a little morning coffee chat. This is a new thing opposed to our midnight calls that we do.
Yeah, at night I'm just too stoned to talk reasoning.
It's fun. It's fun. I think this is great. I mean, we've been talking for a little while. This has been awesome so far, but I do like our night chats that just sort of derail into nonsense.
Just giggling.
At some
It's not
point.
even funny. We're talking about FTP and I'm like, FTP.
It's like our night talks are like if you went on a hike and just got lost.
Yep.
I feel like that's our night. So maybe in the morning we'll have a little bit more of a path.
Night
see how
hikes,
that
that's
goes.
pretty much all we can do right now.
I know.
Is just walking.
Things are so dire. How are you handling the smoke and the fires in Southern California is kind of our new challenge. How is everything going?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to live by the beach. I recently moved here for a job at Zwift, and I mean Zwift itself being an indoor cycling company that has kept my mental sanity. So this morning I went for a run and I could just see across the whole shoreline, like the smog. You couldn't even see Catalina Island.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the evening, the sunset's red from all the smoke.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, how's it there?
It's kind of about the same. We don't have as much of the kind of red hues. If you've been seeing the pictures coming out of like San Francisco and stuff, and then probably closer to the beach, I would assume it's the same thing in Santa Monica because you get those really vibrant, saturated sunsets down there. We don't have as much of that. It's more just kind of a gray brown most of the day.
Smog City.
Yeah, smog city. But it's been a bit of a challenge this last week because going outside and cycling and running has kind of been what I've been up to the last month, and that's pretty much all
Yeah.
stopped this week. So, what have you been doing for fitness over this last week?
Well, I'm Strava stalking you right now. And I see, yeah, you used to go super hard in the rides, and now it's done. Teeny tiny workout. What the heck was this? That's funny.
Teeny tiny.
I've been doing teeny tiny workouts. I've been work's been really busy with, our numbers tripling, quadrupling on Zwift. It's constant projects coming through, which I'm so thankful for. But at the same time, it's cycling is not the most efficient, and especially with the weather conditions. I've been doing running more,
Mm-hmm.
and then a little bit of surfing, a little bit of skating, and just hitting the gym, trying to do some high intensity interval kind of stuff, and
Great.
just quick lifting. Nothing
Yeah.
too I'm not doing max effort lifting. I'm doing I don't know, 70 to 80%. Because I don't want to injure myself. That's
Yeah.
the other thing, is you
Well,
just gotta
cycling.
ease
Yeah,
into
cycling
it.
is still your pursuit, even if you're doing something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to kind
Right,
of
for the big
taper down
picture.
your efforts. Yeah, yeah.
Though, you know what? I'm going to start working with a coach in a couple weeks doing more powerlifting
Uh-huh.
and nutrition. Really focusing on my nutrition because I'm a fat cat at heart. And I like eating
Yeah.
all the fats. And a carb monster.
Donuts are too good.
Oh, not even donuts, man. It's just, I think it's my portions. I eat, no, scratch that. Okay, I do eat some bread.
Yep.
Um,
Bread's not. I
Yeah.
mean, bread's not like a pastry. You know what I mean? Like bread is not great for sure, but it kind of gets like this like evil rap that like, oh, if you're eating bread, you're gonna gain weight. I think the challenge with cyclists is because, I mean, because we do like 4-hour days on the bike, when we stop doing that, we do not taper our appetite. So when
Yeah.
you are only outputting 500 calories a day in a workout, but you're eating like you're putting out 3,000 calories a day in a workout,
Yep.
those things are gonna, I deal with this too, those things are gonna conflict. And, you know, your body composition is gonna change and you're gonna start to gain weight. So in these times where I'm not as active, or where people in general maybe aren't as active, we really as cyclists have to remember that we have to taper our intake to our output level. Because usually the amount of working out that we do on the bike is pretty unreasonable to think that you could do that in a weight room unless you were very, very, very trained.
Yeah, I started wearing a Fitbit like tracker to track my
Cool.
calories.
Nice.
And I was kind of surprised, like, I'm still like trying to work out like crazy and fit in, you know, like double workout days. You know, maybe a run in the morning and weight lift at night.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still burning like 2,200 calories a day.
Okay. Is that total?
Yeah, total in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not that much, you know, whereas
Yeah.
I'd cycle all day, it'd be like 3,000,
Yep.
4,000 if it's like climbing with you up a mountain.
Yep. At least 4,000.
But like making certain like rules, like, okay, I can only have a donut if I do like at least an hour of intense riding or like a 2-hour endurance ride. You know, I can only have the
Yeah.
donut like mid-ride or after.
Yes. Some people find that really restrictive. I think that's totally reasonable. And I mean, if one of your goals is to like maintain your weight or maintain your body composition, I think that's such a simple thing that you can do to
It is.
take control of that.
And the easiest thing I found is like starting with like last night I went grocery shopping and I went right after the gym and I was like, oh, shoot, this is like a recipe for disaster. I need to quickly stop into a 7-Eleven, grab some
Yep.
like nuts to nom on and then not go into the grocery store hungry. Because if I can trick myself into like not putting sugar in my house, I know I'm a lazy fat cat that I won't go outside my house to like go get said sugar. I'll be like, I'm just gonna stay here, smoke some weed, and pass out.
let's do an episode sometime about the little tricks that you can do nutritionally to like really, really keep yourself on track.
Yeah.
I think that's something that you do a great job with. You're going to be working with a coach. This is something that's a huge priority in my life as well. So let's do an episode on this, because knowing how to stop yourself, not walking into the grocery store ravenous from a ride.
It's definitely easier than working out. It's controlling your calories, I think.
Yes. And you can't put all the pressure on the workout, because the workout, like, man, if you're working out a lot and you're still eating like garbage, the idea of working out more to try to offset those calories is totally unreasonable. What are you even doing?
Yeah,
Just
like
lower your
went
consumption.
surfing with my friend and she was like, oh, I had a huge breakfast. And I was like, well, now you're banking on the fact that we're going to catch a bunch of waves. Like the swell, bro, is like only a foot or 2 feet. Like we're pretty much just going to be floating and like arm paddling.
Yeah, you could have come out here fasted or with a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, what'd you eat? I'm like, well, I mean, let's not talk about that. But yeah, I didn't eat all that.
Yeah.
And the surfing, oh my God, like the upper body, started doing like 10 push-ups in the morning, 10 push-ups at night, just to like get my body built up to like surf.
Yeah, you've it sounds like you're getting a lot more into like some cross training these days.
Yeah. And the 10 push-ups, they're just like on my knees push-ups. Like I'm doing these these gym classes and
That's
like
great.
I loved my yoga. I went to this yoga class and the instructor's like, you don't have to do the Shinvasana, whatever thing that is, where you do
That's
like
what,
a push-up kind of.
sure.
He's like, if you can't do a push-up, just like do the A-frame where you just squeeze your elbows in towards your
Okay.
body and
Yeah.
have your hands planted firmly on the ground and hold that and then lift your head up for cobra and then
Mm.
pull back your hips for downward dog.
Okay.
And I was like, tight, okay. He's like, yeah, because if you keep trying to like hip thrust your way into the ground for Shavasana to do that push-up, he's like, you're going to hurt yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. A full body push-up is a very difficult move.
Yeah, for us road climbers, cyclists.
Yeah, especially if you don't work on it. I mean, half the push-ups I do are knee push-ups for sure. Because I want
What do you
that
mean
perfect
half?
form.
Like you and Brandon went at it and you did like 200 in a day? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I
okay,
can
so
do a lot of
100 of those.
push-ups, but I don't like to do the full body stuff. Uh, I think he won with 55. I think
Y'all should
I've
do that again. It was so entertaining. Like just
I
watching your
can't.
different stories. Like when we went into quarantine and it was like push-up challenge, do five, do
Push-up
five, do five,
challenge.
do
Yeah,
five.
call out a former professional hockey player on a push-up challenge. That'll make your quarantine pretty interesting.
I'm surprised
He
that
took,
hockey players so buff, you know? I thought it was mostly
yeah,
legs.
right? They're just so strong. I mean, his strength is just incredible. But I do a lot of push-ups. I do a lot of full body push-ups, but I also do a lot of push-ups on my knees because sometimes I'm not looking for that super difficult, I weigh like 155 pounds. I'm not looking to push that much weight around. So I just drop it to my knees. I focus on form. I focus on my breathing.
Yeah.
And I love those. They're so helpful. They help me do the full body stuff.
And it's just those little things. Like they all add up. Like I thought I was strong and then I go to a vinyasa yoga flow class and I get my ass whooped on some of these moves. And
Uh-huh.
like my knee is shaking trying to stabilize the left to right motion. I'm like, oh snap. Like I'm really strong in a lateral sense of like pushing down a pedal, but when it comes to the
Yep.
left right motion, it's like so skating's been really great for me too, trying to balance that and
Yeah.
like build up my ankle strength and then
Yeah.
running builds up that strength too. And like I never felt like feet soreness
Mm-hmm.
until I like ran that marathon and was like, oh, my cardio is great, my legs are great, it's my knees and my feet, my
Yeah.
baby feet.
If you're a cyclist, I can almost guarantee you that you have weak feet.
Yeah, it's only
Which
cyclists and fat people that have weak feet.
it's sedentary.
Sedentary. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
mean. I'm
for
body
sure.
shaming.
A little bit. But I
I'm
knew
gonna
what you
get
meant.
fired. Okay,
I knew
bye.
what you meant. I knew what you meant. Yeah, you've probably got weak feet, and you won't know what that means until you try to go for a hike, go for a run, or try to do a bunch of balance work on your feet. And then you start to realize, like, oh, like my connection to the ground isn't strong, and that's a bad place to be.
Yeah,
So that's
like
really
even
smart.
doing workouts at the gym where you're like, you know, you could do leg presses all day, right? But then when you get to a squat rack, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, these are my weaknesses. Or
Yep.
you like start doing one-legged leg press versus you're like on a step or a box and you
Mm-hmm.
start doing reverse lunges with dumbbells in your hands and you're trying to stabilize your knee and stabilize your ankle. It's like a whole nother game. You have to drop your weight down.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You got to drop your weight. You got to get ready for it.
Just enjoying these new challenges. Yeah, but I feel for my friends like over in the area you live in is like so much so much smoke. I've just been saying, hey, everybody come to the beach, come try surfing out.
Yeah.
Come run with me, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you.
What have you
I'm
been
sh-
doing to like, what are these like complex movements, teeny tiny workout? What have you
oh,
been doing to stay fit?
I've been just trying to move this last week.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even really have like workouts structured. I just really like movement. So I try to take a certain time in my day, maybe a half an hour or an hour, and just sort of move around. I have lots of different workout movements that I turn to like make that stuff happen. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
This last week, one great thing I started doing this week is I started a fitness journal.
Oh, what? Ooh,
Yeah, I haven't,
purple. Very nice.
no, right? For some reason, I was like, I'm going to go with the purple. I'm going to go
Channel
with the
that
purple
color.
journal. I haven't used a workout journal in 4 years, 5 years?
Oh, wow.
Let's see, this is my 4th year of cycling. And pre-cycling, when I was a weightlifter, was the last time I used a workout journal.
Isn't that funny? Like, you start cycling, everything else goes out the door because you're like, cycling, cycling, cycling.
I had a 6-month crossover of cycling and weightlifting, and then I went completely to cycling, and I stopped the weightlifting.
Interesting.
But I love journals because you can obviously track your efforts, but you can also, I've been, before the fires broke out, I was doing a lot of two-a-days. So my concern when doing that is like doing too much, spending too much fitness. So a journal is really important for me because I can look back and I can be like, oh, well, like this workout wasn't really that intense, so I can do a little bit more today. Or the flip side of that, like, oh, that was a really hard day. I should probably take today off completely. A journal for me just like guarantees that process. Like
Instead of just like listening to your body, you have the data to back it up.
your body is a really, really smart thing to listen to, but unfortunately, sometimes the body doesn't really speak up until you're already in trouble.
Yeah.
So for me, if I feel sore somewhere or if I feel especially exhausted, that means that I'm already in a dangerous place. And this allows me to avoid it completely. So I can like intellectualize it a little bit. So then I can go off like, how does my body feel? But also, how do I feel when I look at the numbers?
Yeah, that's why I loved wearing a heart rate monitor and having a cycling specific coach monitoring my training stress score, TSS,
Oh, sure.
on
Yeah.
Training Peaks, because then you're like, oh, you did 100 TSS workout, and you're doing 100 tomorrow. You should only do like a 25 to 50 the third day, like, or not do anything.
Yep.
And I didn't really understand that until I started seeing the results after a couple months of working with her, and it was like, oh, that's how all these people are kicking my butt in these fixie crits. Okay, because they're working out less. I was just like, what do you mean less? And they're just
it's
like,
mind blowing.
Yeah. And I'm kind of like, so this Fitbit, right? It's tracking data of, my sleep and then also my resting heart rate. And I noticed like this downward trend. It was, when I was riding and I did a race, a run, whatever. And it had bumped up to 60. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm in a little trouble. And then it started bumping down. And then lately it's been at 53. And I was like, oh, my God, it's because I stopped cycling. I'm like rested.
So rested.
Meant to be.
Is there a number that should be at? Is there like an ideal number?
I mean, 52, I think, is the lowest I've gotten it down to.
Okay. And this is heart rate, right?
Resting heart rate, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it usually hovers around 55, 56.
Okay.
So when it gets up to 60 and definitely above 60, that's when I know I'm going to get sick.
Yes.
Or I just
waking
pop a bunch
up with
of zinc
a high
and
heart
sleep.
rate. Zinc and vitamin D.
Sunshine, yeah.
Yeah.
Take a nap.
Oh, naps. I think everybody should be on a nap plan.
I'm on the
If you
coffee
can
plan.
do it, if you're working from home, if you're in control of your schedule, take naps.
True.
They're so good.
Yeah, the fitness journal, like, that'd be so great. Would you track, like, also like how much sleep you got, or like do you track
No,
certain?
I'm very rarely concerned about not getting enough sleep.
Okay.
So that's not something I track. The only time I keep a food journal is if I notice my body composition changing. But with this, it just sort of tracks like movements, you know. This is like one day of movements.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time like making up workouts.
Squat
So like
jumps.
these are
Oh,
the
your stick figures.
yeah, little
Yes.
stick figures to show you like motion and stuff like that. This one was cool. It's like a I don't know if that's like a downward dog.
Not downward dog, like kind of child's pose position.
Child's pose. That is what it is. It's child's pose
Yeah.
to a full mountain climber, I think, is what I described that core move as.
I was thinking of you at the gym, like as I was just making shit up. Like I was like, oh
Yes.
man, there's like
Improvising.
so many dudes taking these weights. Like I have to like get creative with like this like random like barbell kind of thing with like 30-pound weight thing. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to use this foam rolly thing to like lay on my back over it and put this bar across my hips and start doing like peach power hip thrusts. I'm like,
Yes.
okay.
Little bridges kind of thing.
Yeah, glute bridges with I guess yeah, it's a 30-pound weight. I'm trying to
Nice.
not have it like rock off my hips.
Yeah.
And just like that's really like what I'm finding, you know, first it was COVIDs and now it's fires. It's like we're just always having to adapt to like our surroundings. And
You also forgot the monstrous heat wave we had for a week before the fire started.
oh yeah, that's true.
So it
We're all
has
just like,
been there's new energies, there's new situations popping up all the time this year. 2020 I think has been especially challenging so far. However, the more I think about it, the more I realize how every year has challenges, for sure.
yeah, there's always something.
There's always something that's going to come up, and you know what your reaction to that situation might be. Some people are really derailed by like work stress and stuff like that. So I think every year is really, really difficult, and that's had me thinking a lot about how important maintenance is
Right.
for people. The idea, so maintenance, the idea of physical maintenance is doing the least amount of work you can to keep the fitness that you already have. So you're not going to really make any real improvements in these times, but you're also not going to lose fitness.
Yeah, man, like whatever you can get you going to get outside, get moving. That was
Except
my
not right
jam.
now.
Stay
Isn't it
inside.
so weird that right now, like so many of those things that inspire us to get out are like not allowing us to get out.
Yeah.
It's so strange. But you've been getting like really creative, and I think that for people who are active and for people who want to be active and maybe be active for their whole lives, the ability to get creative with your movements is such an asset. Like the ability to get creative and be like, okay, well, all the equipment at the gym, like you were talking about, all the equipment at the gym is taken. I guess I'm going to grab this weight and I'm going to do this glute workout that I know. The ability to do that
Yeah.
is insanely valuable. I mean, that's such a cool connection to make. But if if you see all the equipment's taken and you just start like texting on your phone and suddenly you're sitting down on a bench somewhere just like talking to your friends,
Start doing
that
some tricep dips off that
start
bench.
doing something, right? Walk in place, do some high knees, get over to a dip machine, do some dips or something, grab a ball and move it around in some sort of controlled fashion. That creativity to do other things, I think, is linking these two things that we both have going on, where I'm focusing right now on maintenance and holding on to the fitness that I have, and you're focusing on and using your creativity to do cross training.
Yeah, I mean,
And you're looking to get stronger. You know, it sounds like some of your goals are to build some more strength that you didn't have, some like weightlifting strength.
Yeah.
With maintenance work for me, it's been a lot of like total body work and range of motion work, a lot of strength training. So relying on some of the like old weightlifting routines that I used to do. And then trying to also interject some balance and some core work into there. So those are kind of the main
balance.
5 areas that I spend my time, just like maintaining my fitness. And it doesn't take a lot of time to mix those things in to life. Like I feel like I can have a pretty busy schedule and still be able to do just the bare minimum to like hold on to the fitness that I have.
Yeah, I find like maintenance pretty simple. It's just like the matter of doing the habit, you know, setting out the time to do it,
Yeah.
like scheduling in your,
Absolutely.
you know, calendar, like, oh, do 30 minutes at the gym or 30 minutes, you know, at home.
I think that is a great example of just like that, a concept like maintenance or the cross training that you've been doing really just come down to like, are you going to build the habits to do it? You know, it's not the big sexy like 100-mile ride. These are the 25-minute workout days. You know what I mean? The ones that you never talk about, you never brag about, but they really make all the difference in the world, and they can really help you hold on to what you have.
Yeah. I've been like Strava manual recording some of my, you know, even 10-minute abs, just because I'm like, man, I never do these, but like I need to note and take photos in my own personal record of like how my abs look when I do it twice a week.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, that makes a difference.
You use that kind of like visual feedback sometimes?
Yeah, I find it motivating.
Yeah, me too.
Because I feel like, you know, you can see your body change based on what kind of workouts you're doing. Because I'm roughly going to eat the same thing, like almost, you know, every day.
Yeah, you're very much in like a ritual with your eating habits.
Yeah. Pretty restrictive with like being plant-based. Man, I miss the Zen Jeff ride.
I miss riding with you, Smash, just in general.
That's I don't know. Fuck.
It's
fires.
Yeah, I don't have a bike. Also.
Hey!
I'm feeling cheap. That is impacting so many parts of my life right now. But
that's true.
when I do, we'll figure something out. It's been a really weird year, though. I feel I haven't seen you nearly enough. We haven't ridden together nearly enough.
Yeah, same. Well, I'm glad we're doing this podcast.
Me too.
I'll keep Strava stalking you and give you kudos on your trail
Likewise.
runs.
I'm going to give you kudos on all of your glute bridge workouts that you record in Strava.
Okay.
Well, awesome.
Okay.
Well, this was so great. Thanks so much, Smash.
Yeah.
Where
can we find you
Instagram.
on Instagram?
Let's do the Instagram thing. I am at Zen Jeff on Instagram. And Smash, where can people find you?
It's Smaish Ketchum. SMAISH Ketchup. Ketchum.
Smaish Ketchum, everybody.
Zen Jeff.
Well, this is really fun. Let's do it again next week.
Yeah, next week. Got so much things to talk about.
Let's do it. I'm so excited.
Let you know how the surf sesh and back on the road bike sesh goes.
Yes, I'm so excited. Have a great ride tomorrow, and I'll let you know how my run goes.
Trail run. Yeah.
Wish me luck.
Don't burn yourself.
I'll try not to.
Oh,
See you, Smash.
Cool. All right, till next week. See you, Jeff.
Bye.
Bye.